Hi everybody. So here I'm just going to talk briefly about the idiorhythm. I think I've given you enough of a close reading of Certeau and Rain of the Voice, so I'm going to de-emphasize this reading as we announced. And so what is the idiorhythm? The idiorhythm from Barthe is his quote-unquote fantasy of an ideal arrangement of living together. It's a way of living together where people are in a community, although Barthe actually says the preferred number is a community under 10 people, where everybody has their own pace of life and where everyone respects their own pace of life. It's not a sort of commune situation where there's this regime that everyone has to abide by the same temporality. And we can think back to Certeau's notion of the hegemony of the city's temporality. Instead, he'll write that it's a way of life in which each person is free to live at their particular rhythm, right? And so he'll write again, quote, that the idiorhythmic are what we call is a small, flexible group of several individuals who are attempting to live together within a certain proximity to one another while each preserving his or her rhythmos. And that's essentially what the idiorhythm is. It's just a way to live together. But what we're using with this concept and what we're applying in this course are some core things. First, of course, I had you guys read that part about hearing. So we're trying to be attuned to how we can listen to and hear each other's different idiorhythms, or we can be attuned to the way everybody has a different rhythm in life. And this becomes the groundwork to a kind of empathy, right? And it also gives transparency to a mode of everyday life, living in everyday life. So if you can recall, rhythm, funnily enough, doesn't actually have much to do with sound when Barthe introduces the term. But we can really emphasize the sonic aspects of the idiorhythm. So even though the idiorhythm is an organization of, let's say, community or space, I want us to think about the ways in which it can question how we organize community based off sound. How a community is organized by sound is another interesting aspect I want us to push and think about. We talked earlier about how walking in space also brings up these questions of sound, and I want to carry on with this thread. When we're walking, when we're having a sound walk, what we are noticing at the end of the day is the various different idiorhythms of other people's lives, the rhythms of other people's lives. This isn't necessarily so, like, Barthe studies the idiorhythm in the context of basically a whole genealogy of monastery and monastic living. And this is very interesting and worth investigating for anybody interested in it. But right now, we're mostly focused on the idiorhythm as it relates to certain sonic principles of listening. And this is going to be a sort of send-off to a lot of the content which I think we'll encounter next time inAmi's lecture. And that's going to be exciting. So I just want to send you guys off just recapping and thinking about the ways the body relates with the grain, and the ways the body can reinvent our language of music, the ways in which walks can reinvent our experience of space, and how and also how the sounds we in these walks are very important in the reinvention of space, both socially and also personally, and how all these reinventions will lead to a different experience of sociality, or can lead to a different experience of sociality. And this experience of sociality could be idiorhythmic insofar as it doesn't force upon each other or impose a rhythm of life which someone may not want to do, right? The birds want to chirp at a different rhythm than the people walking versus the people running. And being attuned to these different rhythms in life will and accepting that this isn't a form of isolation from them, just because one is not at the same rhythm, one is not making sounds at the same speed, one is not at the same time signature. Just because that is the case does not mean one is disconnected from them. And that's sort of an important message for Barthe. And that's an important message for the questions of empathy and listening we've encountered so far in this course. So yeah, very brief, mostly just a send-off. I think you guys gotten enough to chew on with the Surtout and the Barthe. So I'll let you guys have that. And, I hope you guys learned a lot, had a lot of fun. Assignment 2, again, it's going to be posted. Can't wait to see what you guys are making. I'll see you guys later. Take care.